Hello. Ramon Vicente. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Hi, Marvin.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Hi. Who is that?
Hello, Mr. Marvin.
Is that Editha?
Yes.
Hi, Mrs. Fideliso. So nice of you to be here with us.
Yeah, I'm gonna message you the program right now.
Okay.
Hi, Sonny.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Sangier. How are you? Nice to see you.
Marvin, we got a new laptop since we couldn't get on a month or so ago.
Is that George and
Hello.
how are you? Was that George and Terry Goulet that I saw a moment ago?
Yes. Did you hear us?
Hi. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Good to see
Hi,
you guys.
Marvin.
Hi. Is that
Hi,
Sharon?
Marvin. We've even brought some
Hi, Val.
alcoholic champagne.
Well, look, I got a glass of wine over here.
That's good.
I'm gonna get my wine.
Hi, Estelle. How are you?
Hey, greetings there, David Doyle here. Happy
Hi,
New Year
how are
to
you?
you all.
Hello, David. How are you? Happy New Year.
Hi, David.
Well,
Thank you for coming. All right. Okay.
Gracias, Mama.
yes, I see Mr. Marvin Rootman.
Hi, Lilia. How are you?
Year, Lilia.
Was that Lumen I just saw? I was Lumen. How are you, Lumen?
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
You are a genius to figure out how to do this on your phone, all right? You're better than me. Gemma Rayburn, how are you? Usually you're the host. Today you're the guest, all right?
I'm a guest, thank goodness.
Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. The same to you and your family.
Look at my stand.
Hi, Marvin. It's Valen. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Valen.
Year.
Ale, how are you?
Happy New Year, Lumen.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Sunny.
Hi, Sunny.
I see Sergita is online. Is Graham with Sergita?
Hello.
We're letting people in here.
Hey.
Hi, Graham. How are you? Hi, Sergita. How are you? Happy New Year to you guys.
Marvin.
Good to see you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I don't know.
Hi, Thea. How are you?
Hi.
I'm really looking forward to hearing from you in about 15 or 20 minutes. All right. Okay. Est-ce que je vois ton nom? Est-ce que vous voulez prendre la parole pour me?
Hey, Sujita.
Hi, Bida.
Oh my, that is great.
Bethany.
Hi, how are you? Okay.
Hi, Valen. Hi, Valen.
Hi.
Hey, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Hi, all of you. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Hi.
Year, everybody. Welcome. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
John's here too. Hey, John.
Yeah, I don't know if we can talk in Tamil.
Oh. Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Happy New Year. How are you?
Hi.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Nazrin.
Hi, Al. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, Sayud. Are you there? Yes, you are. All right.
Hi, Rod.
I don't hear you.
Hi, Tita.
Can hear you.
Sonny, I cannot hear you.
How you doing?
Hi. Where's Liebert? Is Liebert online?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Al.
Hello.
Hi, Al.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Happy New
Hi,
Year.
Mrs. Weisberg. How are you?
Hi, Sir Marvin. Happy New Year.
Hi, Mario. How are you?
Good.
Okay.
Yes, everybody. That's great.
That's 3 people.
Hi, Helen. Welcome.
54 people.
Hi, Marvin.
Hi, Nora. How are you?
I'll tell you, you're there.
I'm very major.
Siva joined us.
Yeah, here.
You're on the beach, Siva?
Yes, I'm on there.
I don't think you're on the beach. Eva. I think you're in your apartment.
It'd be nice to be on the beach.
Hello, Japan.
Hey. Hey, Nazrin.
How are you? Long time.
I'm good.
Long time. Where are you?
Yeah.
You're having trouble getting in?
Nandiyan na they're still gathering up.
The other number.
Salam, salam.
Hi. Adora.
Yeah, you.
Hi, Lilia.
Please hold on, please.
Hi, hi, hi.
Still, you know, I've been.
What's the number?
514
514
290
Hello, Sunny.
46.
Hey, Lilia.
46.
Yeah.
Hi, Sunny.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Lilia.
246.
Hello, everyone.
Sunny. And just say hello to everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Raymond.
Happy New Year.
There you go.
Hey, we want to wish you guys happy Uncle Danny.
Hi, Sunny.
Happy New Year.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Jackie.
Hey.
Oh, Rabbi Sharona, too. He's frozen.
Hello, Sunny.
Nice to see all these people.
Yes, Sunny, this is me. Oh, someone's got a feedback loop going.
Yes, Mike. What you get in the video?
Hi, how are you?
I'm
I'm on
gonna
the
mute
meeting.
everybody.
I'm on the meeting.
I just had to mute everybody. I'm so sorry. There was a feedback loop going. You could all unmute yourself whenever you want. I'm so sorry.
Sonny, unmute them because
I'm unmuted, I think.
yeah, but
You
most
can
Hey.
unmute yourself.
they don't know how to do it.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, who said hi?
Hey, Ronnie, how are you?
Hey.
Hey.
Hi. Who said that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hi, Marvin.
It is being recorded, Mary Grace.
Okay, it's better people unmute and maybe go one by one because otherwise it's like cacophony.
Oh,
No?
we can live with
Okay.
cacophony till we start the program in about 4 minutes time. Hi, Danya. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm really honored. Canada's former Minister of Justice is with us, and he's in Israel.
Yes,
where
we saw that.
Right now.
Oh, nice.
Everybody-
Hi.
Hi.
Erwin, did you
Hi, Marvin.
you in Israel?
Huh?
Hi, Father.
actually go to Israel?
How are you in Israel?
Yes.
Oh, you're really on the beach.
My phone told me you didn't go.
Hey, Anthony.
We just left 2 days ago.
Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
guys. Good evening.
So here it's about 2 a.m.,
Oh my
but
God.
it's great to see you all.
2 o'clock.
How's January 1st feel? Hi, how are you?
I hope
It'll be
better
better.
than 2020.
Exactly.
Hey, Gabrielle. We have from
Hey.
Brazil here. My cousin from Brazil.
Oh my God.
Hello.
Now we're on
guys.
three continents.
Good evening,
Hi,
everyone.
Hi, Betty.
Hey.
Hey, Perry.
Hey, Perry.
Hello. Nice to meet you, everyone. Hello from Brazil.
Yeah, so we're from all over here, mostly Montreal, but not uniquely from Montreal.
That's great. You look so great, Jackie. It's really great to see you.
You too.
Oh, hi, Suhel. Wow, what a background.
Actually, yeah, thank you, Sunny. Actually, we're
Wow.
Wow.
virtually. Thank you, sir. Actually, I'm from Bangladesh Socio-Culture Forum.
All right. Love you guys.
Yeah,
Love what you do.
Hi, house father. How are you?
All right. I cannot complain. I did not go far from home today. I got to tell you that. I prepared this evening. All right. Hi. How are you, Yvonne?
Oh, not too bad, Marvin.
Okay. Nice to see you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Yvonne.
I don't think I have to introduce
Hi,
you.
Libert. Hi, Libert.
Hi,
Good to see you.
Hi, Gemma.
Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Gemma.
Hi, Gemma.
Hi. Hi, Gemma. Hello, hello. It's Jewel. Oh, hi, Jewel.
Hi, Joel. Exactly.
Hey, Gemma.
Hi,
Good to see you.
Roger.
You're right in the middle.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Mr. Rotran.
Hi, is that me called Swan? And John Neves. How are you, John? Nice to see
Fine, and
you.
everybody, Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Hi, Yvonne Sam. How are you?
Oh, I'm focused. I'm focused.
Okay, stay focused. Stay focused.
Well, according to my program, we're supposed to start a minute ago, but however, I see about a little less than half our guests haven't arrived yet, so we're okay with everybody. Wait an extra 2-3 minutes.
There's 97 people. Wow.
Well, we're expecting about 150.
Wow.
It's 97 people that have nothing else to do.
Hey.
What's Theodore?
We're all in the same boat.
Oh, we're in good company here. You know, it's better than sitting alone, right? Much
For
better.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
not seeing people though.
Okay.
Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Mr. Rutran.
Hi.
We're zooming.
I can't see
Hi,
everybody.
Rufina. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Rufina.
How are you?
Hi, Evelyn.
Joel,
How
you're in
are
the
you?
dark. You're
I'm
in the dark. We
cooking.
can't see you. But I can't see.
cooking
I
while
can't see
zooming.
anybody either. You have to go to click the arrow to the right to see everybody. There's 4 pages.
Hey, John Neves.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Long time no see.
That's true. Too long, yeah?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody.
When are you going to talk Sonny Melrose?
Hi, Fo. Are you
Hi,
on?
Sonny.
I think I see your name.
Hey,
Hi,
John.
Lourdes. How are you?
Marvin, hi, everybody.
How's the east part of the island?
Hi,
Marvin.
Happy New Year.
Hi, Cynthia. Reveal yourself, Cynthia.
Hi, good evening.
There you are. Nice to
Hi,
meet you.
everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Owen Kotler.
Hello.
Hi, good to see everyone.
Camila.
Erwin, I'm Sandy Stein's nephew.
I just spoke to Sandy the other day.
Si Helen, din siya.
You awake?
Tama din si Helen dito.
Hello.
Marvin, how are you?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Hi, Flora and Ann. How are you? How are things over on McLean Avenue?
Hello, Lilia.
Oh, there's all these people I haven't even seen
Hi,
yet.
Happy New Year.
By the way, everybody,
Hello.
it's okay to have a glass
In here.
Oh,
during
we
this.
have all
Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody have
Cheers.
Helen. Oh. Si Barang Helen.
Helen.
Happy New Year.
Kuha ako ng baso ko.
Hey, Fo.
Hi, Ted. How are you? Hi, Salam. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you. You know, everybody, I feel like you're right in my own house. I mean, you're on the screen, but it feels like you're really.
Happy New Year, Marvin.
You are in your own house, Marvin.
Yeah, he's in the kitchen.
In the other room, right? Hi, Marvin. How are you? Good to see you.
I am glad I can smile.
Ariel. Hey.
Hi, Helen.
Charmala.
I'm glad I can drink and I can smile and I can see when I smile.
So good to see you guys.
Here.
Well, everybody, it's 7:10, so I'm going to ask Sunny to mute everybody so we can get started.
Hi, Fo.
Ano?
Oh, saan sila? Sila nakikita kayo.
Hi, Annie.
Ayun na, oh.
Hi.
Hi. Sila, pero paano makita ko here?
How are you, sir? How are you?
Makikita kong
How are you,
iba.
Sam?
Ako paano makita ko nila?
Hey, Cherry.
Si Cherry.
Cherry, how are you?
Hello.
Things over on Van Horn. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Rutran. Happy New Year.
You, Cipriano.
Happy New Year. Hi, Cherry. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Sunod to.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Everybody, or Norberto, everybody, so I can get started. Ladies and gentlemen, let's
Happy New
get
Year,
started.
Mary
I'm going to ask everybody to, I'm going to ask everybody to be quiet for a moment. Sonny, can you mute everybody?
Mute na mi, na-mute na. Na-mute na
Marvin,
mi.
you have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm just going to get started.
Na-mute ko na nga
While
eh.
people are speaking, please stay
So,
muted.
nawala ng litrato ko mi.
Okay. So keep yourself muted while the program goes on. We'll have some general chat later. Bonsoir et bienvenue à cette réunion et soirée. Welcome. My colleague Lionel Perez and I are happy to welcome you to our New Year's party. And it's really a pleasure to see so many familiar faces from across our borough, particularly from the Côte-de-Neige part of our borough. We're here for a couple of reasons. We just want to have some fun, to welcome the new year, and hope that the new year is far better than the year that we just lived. So it's basically a fun occasion, but there'll be a little bit of politics and discussion during this occasion. What we want you to know is that COVID is still with us, and we're going to count on you as friends to do what we can to keep your families safe and to make sure that everybody you know respects the health regulations. Together, we'll get through it. But what Lionel and I would really like you to know is we intend to work far more closely together in the new year than we have in the past. Tomorrow begins an election year. November 7th is municipal election day, and there'll be a lot of interesting things announced in the next couple of months, and we're going to count on you to help. Our feeling is that Côte-de-Neige, which represents Côte-de-Neige, which represents the districts of Darlington, Snowden, and Côte-de-Neige district, and about 70% of the people who live in the borough, seems to be ignored by our borough council. In fact, our borough council seems to be dysfunctional and can't even seem to resolve the problems of the Notre-Dame-de-Grâce part of the borough. Lionel and I have had to step in repeatedly in the last year to solve those problems. There's been one case after another, and I welcome those from NDG who are with us tonight. What you're seeing is what Côte-de-Neige looks like. This is a great representation of the neighborhoods that we represent. Multiracial, multicultural, everybody gets along, and we help each other and we rejoice in each other's cultures. And diversity is going to be part of the theme that Lionel and I will promote in the coming year, because we think it's important, and we think the borough has not done enough of a job to highlight the fact that 50% of our people in our borough come from origins other than the majority, and they come from the four corners of the world. We live together in our part of the borough. We'd like the borough as a whole to respect the successes that we've had as councillors over the last couple of years, and we're hoping to see in place after November 7th a much more functional borough council. I'll have more to say later in the evening, but I'd like to pass it over to Lionel for his preliminary remarks. Lionel, it's yours.
Thank you, Marvin. Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this New Year's Bash, Côte-de-Neige NDG, Marvin and Lionel Bash. I have to tell you, it's wonderful to be able to see all of you. Obviously, we are in a pandemic and we have to adjust. So the next best thing to have a lot of different parties is to have a virtual party. Someone mentioned it seems like it's being in Marvin's house and my house. Well, I can tell you it's a lot easier to do this than to have 100 people or so in our own homes. But nonetheless, we look forward to those times again. You know, I think we're very proud at the way that Marvin and I have been able to represent Côte-de-Neige and NDG. It's something that we take a lot of pride in. We really avoid, caring where people are from what district they are, whether they voted for us or not. We're here to represent the population. And that has been the focus, my focus, and I know Marvin's focus for, the years that we've been, have had the privilege to be elected officials. We've also collaborated with a lot of our different colleagues at different levels of government. I know Anthony is here. Hi, Anthony. Shout out to you. Thank you for everything that you do as MP for Mount Royal. Always there for us whenever we need, and always with your team, Sunny, of course, to be able to resolve things whenever we can relay and work together. Obviously, Lawrence Birnbaum, not here tonight, but we're going to have a little clip from him later on. Pierre Arcan also, and of course, an honor to have Erwin Kotler all the way from Israel. So welcome, Erwin. So we're looking forward to an evening where we could just, rejoice a little bit. You're going to have some entertainment. You're going to have perhaps some videos, greetings from different community groups, and like Marvin said, it's a opportunity to rejoice, to recognize, to see how fortunate we are, to remind ourselves that if we're doing this virtually, it's because there's a pandemic and we have to be conscious about it. And we look forward to continuing to discuss over the next current year. Next year is going to be an important year. November 7th is going to be a municipal election. We're going to have a lot to say about our vision of Montreal, our vision of our borough, and how we feel that it can be done even better than with the current administration. So more to that, but for now, let's enjoy ourselves.
Thank you, Lionel. I'm just going to quickly go through our list of guests of honor who represent different organizations who are here. First of all, I'd like to note Anthony Housefather, the Member of Parliament of Mount Royal. Thank you, Anthony.
You're on mute, Marvin. You muted yourself by accident.
Sorry about that. Let me go through the guest of honor list. Again, I'll start with Anthony Housefather, the Member of Parliament of Mount Royal. It's a pleasure always to work with Anthony. Theodore Blaise, the Honorary Council of Grenada, a friend we've worked with closely and a great voice for the Grenadian community in Montreal. Erwin Kotler, the former Member of Parliament of Mount Royal and the Minister of Justice, and now the executive chair of the Raoul Wallenberg Center, and someone who's worked with Lionel and myself on human rights issues on more than one occasion. Joe Ortona, the chair of the English Montreal School Board. I'd like to recognize Commissioner Ellie Israel of the English Montreal School Board for Côte-Neige Snowden. Commissioner Joe Lala, English Montreal School Board for Notre-Dame-de-Grâce. Mary Grace Campo, the president of the Filipino Nurses Association. Minda Mazzoni, the president of the Federation of Filipino Canadian Associations of Quebec. Schneur Zalman Rabin from Beth Rivka Academy. Morty Nelkin from Rabbinical College Canada. Al Abdon, the president of the Filipino Heritage Month Society. Sharon Nelson, the vice president of the Jamaica Association of Montreal. Nigel Clark, the president of Barbados House. Perry Balendra from the Tamil community, and Siva Muthukumaru, the president of Tamil Seniors. I'm not sure if Rabin Nagararaja is with us. He's supposed to be from the Vanaville Cricket Club. Tufik Izaz Akhtar from the Bangladesh Society of Montreal. Suhail Mia, the president of the Bangladesh Cultural Forum. My good friend Mark Roisberg, the president of the Community Juif Pussaphone de Quebec. Rabbi Israel Sirota from Russian Jewish Center. Fonyemi from CRAR. James La Paz, the commander, Knights of Rizal Eastern Region. Ramon Posada, the commander, Knights of Rizal Mackenzie Chapter. Jerry Danzel, the commander, Montreal Chapter, Knights of Rizal. Willie Passion, commander, Marlica Chapter, Knights of Rizal. Liebert Sancho, the president of the Guyana Association of Quebec. Yvonne Sam from the Black Community Resource Center. Bashir Hussein from the Council of South Asian Communities. Editha Fideliso and Paul Imperial from Pandey Kinig. Nazarene Shiduri from the Women's Group. Nancy Sarto from Fondation de Kerche. Ed Tupaz from Marquee Basketball. Reynald Amikten from Kalihukang Bisaya. Perla Osias from the Côte-Neige Black Community. Watini Srikandaraja from Himalaya Seniors. Lilia Esguerra from Filga. Honorable mentions to Sonny Moroz and Norberto Jr. Manden, who are making this evening technically feasible and possible. And a special thank you to Pinoy Parin from ECTV for the aid they gave us with some of the videos. If I've left out anyone, my apologies. These are the people who were confirmed early who represented organizations, and very pleased to have them. For our friends in NDG, this is more or less what Côte-de-Neige looks like, and we are really proud of the fact that we speak for our multicultural diversity. I'll turn it over.
I just came in. Sorry, this is Jeanette Perignon.
Hi, Jeanette. How are you?
Yeah,
nice to see you again.
Nice
I'm
to
going
hear you.
to turn it over now to Sonny Moroz for a slideshow and give you a little idea of what Lionel and I do actually on most of our days. Now, I have to admit, some of these slides are from about a year ago. Hi, Annie Mural. Nice to see you. From a little bit more than a year ago. But with COVID, we haven't been out on the street that much. So, Sonny Moroz, it's all yours.
Sorry, I was on the phone. Are we proceeding?
Yes.
I mean, please, video from ECTV, all right?
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
It's a bit of a common sense. Bless you.
Okay.
Someone was playing music in the background at the same time that was interfering with that music. In the future, I'll make sure to mute everybody before playing the video. You live and learn. I'd just like to thank.
What is my song?
Anyone here?
Bet you we didn't miss much.
Actually, Sonny, there's no sounds on the
At
video.
all?
On the
Yeah,
video, no sounds.
There was no sounds, but I think you need to mute everyone. The host needs to mute everybody except for themselves.
Mute everyone first except the host.
We're unfortunately going to keep moving. I'd like to just thank Pinoy Parin.
I don't know, you touch it.
It's like something.
Oh, June.
Together. Sorry, that's the no audio on my end is my fault.
Okay.
There's a plate wall.
I just want everyone to know that ECTV airs a lot of different ethnic programs. They're number one in Montreal for it. One of the main programs is Pinoy Parin, from the Filipino community. I want to thank Kenny Rose and Michael in particular for the help they gave us this evening. They do a great job, and I urge people to watch them on ECTV. They're on every Friday night at 7 o'clock. Thank you very much with that, and we will now call on Mary Grace Ocampo from FNAC, the Filipino Nurses Association of Quebec, to tell us a little bit about what FNAC's doing to keep everybody safe. Mary Grace,
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year.
New Year.
The year 2020 is a memorable year for everyone. We all know because of the pandemic, the whole world suffers as a result of COVID-19 disease. Some of us lost our loved ones, and some of us remain fighting with it. Our life has changed. The world has changed. We, the first aid responders, observe and experience how our patients and their families were affected and suffered as a result of COVID-19. It is sad and heartbreaking. We have to wear our PPE and follow all the protocols. Otherwise, we will bring this disease to our family. Taking care of patients is my passion. I love to see them recovering from their illness and major surgery. I am inspired to intervene in their needs. I treat my patients like my own family. The Filipino Nurses Association of Quebec, known as FNAQ, with a total membership of 535 Filipino and non-Filipino nurses. We help all our new international nurses member to pass their entrance examination to the John Abbott College Integration Program, to pass their OIQ examination prior to becoming a registered nurse here in Quebec. Because of the pandemic, we do this via Zoom virtual. After they pass their RN examination, we keep extending our help to them by guiding them and finding them a regular job to practice their nursing skills here in Quebec. One of our new projects is to make a French simulation to help them pass their French examination and officially have their certification to practice as a RN here in Quebec. We, the executive board of the FNAQ, offer a free annual educational day which is open to the public. We share new health information with the community. We serve as a first aid responder in any community affairs. We encourage our retired nurses and active nurses to be proactive by doing some line dancing and picnic gathering. We have our new fundraising project. We sell masks and mugs with our new logo FNAQ and message, I support nurses. The money we will be raising will go to our educational fund. On behalf of FNAQ, we hope this 2021 will be a good beginning for changes. We have to continue using masks, washing our hands, and social distancing to fight this pandemic. I wish you a healthy, happy New Year, everyone. Bon année et bonne santé à tout le monde. Manigong at malusog na bagong taon po sa ating lahat. Marami pong salamat. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
thank you, Mary Grace. Everybody here admires what you do. You do so much to keep us all safe, and we will be thinking of you as the new year turns, and the hope that all your members are safe as they go about their vital work. I'm going to turn it back to Sunny Morose for the next slideshow, which will highlight some more of the work that Lionel and I do in the neighborhood. Go ahead, Sunny. And maybe you should mute everybody this time.
Was everyone able to hear that? Someone give me an okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sonny. You probably noticed in the photographs in the slideshow, a lot of people you know from our neighborhood, because a lot of the work we do is with the community organizations that make Cotonou, Snowden, and Darlington such wonderful places to live. But we don't do it alone. We also work with the representatives of the higher levels of government. A lot of what Lionel and I do deals with the provincial government and the federal government. And somebody we deal a lot with is our Member of Parliament, Anthony Housefather. It's a pleasure to work with Anthony. He's always there when we need him. And I invite Anthony to address us this evening.
Thank you so much, Marvin. And I want to just start by expressing not only my appreciation for, but my very strong support for Marvin Rotrand and Lionel Perez in all of the endeavors that they will be performing this year. They are two of the finest local elected officials that we have in Montreal, and we need them both very badly in this time. And I want to also thank the people who have stepped forward to run the EMSB. I see Joe Ortona and Joseph Lala and Ellie Israel are here with us today. And it's absolutely vital. We're at a time when the English-speaking community of Quebec is under grave threat. And we need leaders in the English-speaking community speaking for us at all levels of government and in the community. And I know many of you in the different community organizations you represent will be doing that this coming year. It's been a tough year. For those of us who are social animals, like most of us, it's been very tough not seeing each other in person. I've exhausted with the number of times that I've seen people on Zoom, but that doesn't mean hugging someone or shaking someone's hand or chatting in a very personal way. It's hard when there's 150 of us in the same call. So I look forward to the day when the vaccines are all delivered and we're going to be able to greet each other and be normal once again, which I hope will be by next summer, early fall. Our government, I think, has done a pretty good job in terms of dealing with this pandemic. Nobody's perfect. We might have closed our incoming flights to non-citizens and non-permanent residents a little bit earlier in retrospect. But I think overall, we've done a very good job in Canada in protecting our population against COVID-19 comparatively to our neighbors to the south and most countries in the world. And we've done a good job in procuring personal protective equipment and this vaccine that has started to be distributed. We've now approved the Pfizer vaccine, but also the Moderna vaccine. We're about to, hopefully in the near future, approve the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine and Johnson & Johnson. We've procured tens of millions of doses of these vaccines that are being distributed by the provinces. So just note the federal government procures the vaccines. We establish guidelines, but it's up to the provinces in what order people get vaccinated in the distribution of those vaccines. So, for example, we have some provinces that are holding back on the second doses and only using half the doses that they have right now. Other provinces have gone forward and used all of the doses in the expectation that more will be coming in regularly. I support that, and I hope all provinces will move to doing that shortly. We've now said that in order to come into the country, you're going to need a negative COVID-19 test in the last 3 days, in addition to the 14-day quarantine, because we need to continue protecting one another until such time as we're all vaccinated. In particular, the people who are older. And I want to just thank not only the Filipino Nurses Association, but all those of you who are frontline workers in our seniors' residences, in hospitals, in all of the ways that you've been out there protecting our community, because it's only because of you that so many of the rest of us have been safe during this pandemic. And it's been a frightening time where we've seen the horrendous conditions in our seniors' residences. The fact is that many people died not of COVID-19, but they died of neglect in these residences when they were isolated from their family members and their friends and their caregivers for weeks upon weeks. And that is not acceptable. And I've been one of the leaders in our caucus to fight for national standards in long-term care. And we need national standards in long-term care, whether or not it is provincial jurisdiction or not. And I will keep fighting for that, because every senior has a right to live in dignity. If you have to go into a long-term care facility, and let's hope that most people do not, and we need to take care of people in their homes and establish better parameters for home care first. But for those who are in long-term care facilities, people need to be able to be assured that they live in dignity, meaning you do not only get one bath a week, you should be bathed every day. You should be fed 3 times a day with people that have the time to feed you, not rushing from one place to another, which means we need better pay for the people who take care of these seniors. We need people to be more respected when they take care of our seniors so that they stay there longer. And anyways, that's one of the things that I prioritized. I just want to also mention that another thing that I prioritized this year has been the fight for racial equality. We all saw what happened with George Floyd, but George Floyd is not an isolated incident. Marvin has done an incredible job in Montreal in putting forward the idea that policing needs to be community-based, and we need to make sure that there is not only racial diversity and diversity beyond racially in our police forces, but they have to be better trained, better educated, and practices like chokeholds, practices like people selectively stopping people of certain races more than other races, that needs to be over. And I can go on in terms of both Indigenous and Black people in Montreal that have been racially profiled, you know, and it would be a list that we would never stop. I mean, Gemma's on this call, and I know she's had a horrible experience in her own home a few years ago. And that I joined the Black Caucus this year nationally to work with Greg Fergus and others in terms of the importance. And Tiffany, by the way, a calendar in our riding, has done a wonderful job in promoting at a national level programs to empower Black entrepreneurs. We've started putting them in place now, but there's so much work to be done in that area. I also want to point out, in terms of the English-speaking community, we're going to have new language legislation in Quebec. The federal government is modernizing the Official Languages Act, but we have all of the opposition parties already, the Conservatives and the Bloc, and even the NDP, that support Bill 101 applying in federal businesses in Quebec. And the Liberal Party makes up only a minority in the House of Commons. So this is a really, really, really dangerous time for English-speaking Quebecers, and we need to stand together and make sure that we say we want to promote French, but in a way that respects the rights of the English-speaking minority in Quebec. And we can't forget that. This is really important. And finally, one of the things that I just want to say that I've been working on this year, which gives me great pleasure, I've been working with Erwin's daughter, Michal Kotler-Wunsch, who is a member of the Knesset in Israel, and members of parliament from the United States, from England, from Australia, and now from New Zealand and Ireland. And we've been working on fighting online hate. And online hate, we've started with anti-Semitism, but that doesn't mean that we're not also fighting against racial online hate, misogynistic online hate against all kinds of groups. We live in a world right now which is very dangerous. We've seen it to our neighbors to the south, how much lies can be promoted on social media, how many conspiracies can be promoted on social media, and then mainstreamed by politicians who take those ridiculous lies, those distorted hatred, and make it mainstream. And we need to work together to make sure that in Canada and around the world, we have standard definitions and standard ways of attacking and knowing what's going on online and stopping the hatred. Because so many of us have neighbors and loved ones that are now walking around believing in conspiracy theories. And the fact that we don't all start from the same premise of what is truth is probably the biggest danger facing the world going forward, even more than a global pandemic. So that being said, I want to send my love to everyone. All of your families are incredibly important to me. All of our communities are like family in this beautiful riding in Mount Royal and in the city of Montreal and in this country. And thank you for all that you do. And I wish you all a joyous and healthy new year. May you all live to be 120 and avoid COVID-19. Thank you so much again, Marvin and Lionel.
Thank you, Anthony. Anthony's modest. I want to let everyone on this call know that he was a moving force behind something that I subscribe to 100%, and that's promoting Heritage Months for various different groups of Canadians. Because in this country, we can be very proud of having a hyphen in our name. We can be Jewish Canadians, or Tamil Canadians, or Filipino Canadians, Bangladeshi Canadians, Italian Canadians, and we can have more than one identity. And Anthony was a seconder for the Filipino Heritage Month motion that now applies nationally. He proposed or worked with the Tamil community for the Tamil Heritage Month. I think it's absolutely wonderful recognizing our diversity. So thank you, Anthony. Before I call Tia Cruz, who is a really well-known local artist, we've now heard from one member of Parliament of Mount Royal. I'd like to ask his predecessor, the former Member of Parliament of Mount Royal, Canada's former Justice Minister, a good friend, someone who works on human rights and who has been a voice even to move Montreal City Council to become involved in issues, someone who helped the work that we did to make Raif Badawi an honorary citizen of Montreal, someone who worked with us on so many other issues to take the floor and address us. I'm worried if I have him later in the agenda with the 7-hour time difference in Israel. I might be abusing him a little bit, so I'm going to ask Erwin Kotler, the Honorable Erwin Kotler, to address us for a few minutes. Erwin, it's yours. Erwin, can you unmute?
Yeah, thanks, Martin. As Anthony was mentioning about my daughter being a member of the Israeli Knesset, and there was an article here in the Israeli newspapers about her saying she speaks Canadian in Hebrew. In other words, she's brought those Canadian values that Anthony has articulated, and you and others thus far, really into the Israeli Knesset, and I think has made her mark there. It's also my mother-in-law's 100th birthday, and so there's another occasion for me to be here. Really as I say, a very timely moment from a family point of view. And I'm delighted to participate in this gathering, really a multiracial, a multi-ethnic, a multicultural representation of the best of the Côte d'Ivoire, Montreal mosaic. And I want to thank you, Marvin and Lionel, for bringing us all together. I'm delighted to see so many familiar faces of old friends and comrades in arms. And if I may, just a special shout out to Anthony Housefather. He has been an exemplary MP, not only an exemplary constituency MP, the best, I have to tell you, and everyone here will know that if you get in touch with Anthony, he responds immediately, and whatever the issue is, he acts on it immediately, including very recently when my passport was about to expire. Even on a personal level, his office helped out tremendously. But it's not only in the constituency. He's a real force in Ottawa. And the two things that he mentioned are only two of the issues. The fact that he's involved on national standards for long-term care facilities, this is crucial. And he brings here both his legal expertise, his expertise in health-related issues, in seniors issues, all these things combined to that work, as he does to the combating of racism and hate. So, Anthony, you're doing a wonderful job. I couldn't wish for a better successor, because you've actually been a model for what an MP should be in any riding in this country. So it's been really, I can't tell you, every day, the more I hear attestations from constituents, the more it reflects everything that I'm saying about your wonderful engagement and achievement in that regard. I just want to say, Marvin, you mentioned about 2020, that this has not been the best of years, and we're looking forward, let's say, to 2021. I just want to say the way I've looked at 2020 is that we've been experiencing, and with this I'll move to a close, we've been experiencing what I call 4 pandemics. When I say 4 pandemics, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, but we've also been witnessing a global political pandemic that has been characterized by a resurgent global authoritarianism, of which Xi Jinping's China has been message and metaphor. Regrettably, the backsliding of democracies, ongoing assaults on human rights and political prisoners as a looking glass into this global political pandemic. And the 3rd pandemic has regrettably been the pandemic of systemic racism and anti-Semitism, referenced as well by Anthony. And the final pandemic, and one that is very disconcerting, is the pandemic of impunity, that all this is taking place really under the cover of the global, under the cover of the COVID-19 pandemic, which adds only to the impunity. And that's why our Raoul Wallenberg Center for Human Rights, where we've had the opportunity to work together with you and with other human rights organizations, have been basically seeking to, number one, combat this resurgent global authoritarianism, of which the worst manifestation of it is really that as we speak, the mass atrocities against the Uyghurs in Xinjiang, which are really acts constitutive of genocide. I don't use that word lightly or easily. I don't like to make analogies to the Holocaust, but we have not witnessed anything like this since the end of the Second World War. It's ongoing, as we meet, and we have to do whatever we can to combat it. And I'm delighted that the Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Human Rights in Ottawa made the first parliamentary determination of any country in the world that what is happening to the Uyghurs are indeed acts constitutive of genocide. The second thing is we have to combat not only the resurgent global authoritarianism, but also work to restore and protect democratic resilience and renewal, to combat the retreat and backsliding of democracies. The third, in combating systemic racism and anti-Semitism, racism and hatred of all kinds, we also need to seek how do we bring about a society that is anchored in equality, diversity, and inclusion, not just as buzzwords, but where we have a situation that you don't have 35% of Montrealers who are reflective or representative of minorities, and yet only 7% of elected councillors are reflective and representative of minorities. So we have to change that kind of a dichotomy that's existing. And finally, I would say, working on behalf of political prisoners, you mentioned Raif Badawi and Marvin. I believe that these political prisoners are each and every one of them role models for courage. And that is why we named our Raoul Wallenberg Center for Human Rights after the first honorary citizen of Canada, Raoul Wallenberg, who showed, and I think he gave us all an inspirational lesson and message, who showed how one person with the compassion to care and the courage to act can confront evil, prevail, and transform history. So I'd like to leave us on an optimistic note. Each one of us are in the trenches, and if we continue in the trenches, we'll change that pandemics of 2020 to a new year that will be an expression of the best of all that we can achieve.
Thank you, Erwin. I agree, 2020 in so many ways was a dark year. I'm just hopeful that with the advent of a new administration in the United States, with hope restored for so many million worldwide, that some of those issues that you mentioned will be confronted. We need to rebuild Western democracy. The Western alliance and democracy has to be strengthened and bolstered everywhere. And bullies and autocrats have to be stared down. You've left us with much to ponder, but rather than allow the old year to weigh on us, let's look into the new year. And let's start the new year with some entertainment. I want to introduce a young woman who is a wonderful entertainer in the community in Snowden and Copenhagen, Thea Cruz. She is everywhere, and she's admired everywhere as well. Thea, would you please take the mic? Sunny, would you mute everyone?
Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Rotrand as well. Sonny, Housefather. Hello, everybody watching. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. My name is Thea Cruz, and I am gonna share a song with you all. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Never be enough. Hours of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never
you. Thank you guys so much. Joyous Pet. Happy holidays. Bonne année. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you ever so much, Thea. You're wonderful. You have so much talent. And I want everyone watching to know that Thea is admired right through our neighborhood. Everybody knows her and everybody wants her to play at their events. So thank you for honoring us for being here today. We're really excited to have her.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Rothman. Thank you so much.
You know, there's a lot of talent in Côte-Neige Notre-Dame-de-Grâce. And I'm going to introduce a choral ensemble, which happens to be one of my favorites in all of Canada. The City of Montreal chose them to play for the 375th anniversary of the city a few years ago. So I'm going to introduce Panday Kinig. They're not here in person. We're going to have a recording from them. They're a group, they have over 50 members, and they have been, some of them have been playing with the group for over 30 years. We sponsored an event locally, CDN-NDG did, at the Oscar Peterson Center at Loyola campus of Concordia University as part of the 375th anniversary. It was absolutely wonderful. So Sonny, I'm going to ask you to play that. Thank you, Panday Kinig, and I want to especially thank Editha Fideliso and Paul Imperial, who are with us today, who are with Panday Kinig. And for those who don't know, Paul's my neighbor. He actually lives only 4 houses up from me. So we don't see much of each other during COVID, but when one of us drives by, we always wave. Excellent work that you do. I'm going to call on Minda Mazzoni, the president of the Federation of Filipino Canadian Associations in Quebec. Tell us a little bit about their organization, very active in our borough and a recent partner with the borough for a food basket program. Minda, it's all yours.
I was trying to unmute me. Hello, everybody. It's such a pleasure and honor to be among such great people, role models of the Côte-d'Ivoire borough, especially Marvin and Sunny and Anthony and Mr. Cutler. You probably don't know me yet, but my sister, you know her. Anyway, FFCAQ, better known as Federation, had been in existence for 40 years. So for the pandemic, during the pandemic, CODENESH, known as the Filipino home to the Filipinos, were all quarantined. So what we did, let me tell you what we did this year, in spite of the lockup and all that. What we did is we created the Pinoy Food Drive. We collected funds so that we can serve the Filipinos who were alone, single parents, disabled, the seniors who cannot go out, they cannot shop. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of funds. So we knocked on a lot of doors, and guess what? Like Marvin, through his help, we were able to get some money, and it continued our work. So we started from March, and even up to now, when people call us for help, we do. So what we did, we started the Pinoy Food Drive. We tried fundraising with Facebook, GoFundMe. We were refused by different federal organizations like Centrade. It was very disappointing. However, when Marvin came and said, "I can help you," I wasn't expecting much, Marvin, but then you came out and oh my God, it was just like having a new lease in life, and we were able to help more. And thank you also, Lionel. So even with the COVID, you know that seniors, they are social people. They need to go out, they need to meet people. We have a casino trip every month, but of course with the pandemic, it stopped until I don't know when. So to keep them busy and to keep them occupied, we had organized a few outings. One of them was a fishing picnic. We all learned how to fish and row a boat. And then we also have the Song Fest, which happened this December. I was contacted by the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines, with 9 other provinces in Canada. It was a choral contest, and we only had a month to prepare. We placed second. Unfortunately, we didn't win. The prize of 50,000 pesos, which went to help the indigenous people in the Philippines who were affected by COVID. But we were part of it, and we were very proud to represent Quebec. My team did a wonderful job, and I'm so proud of them. And next year, we might win, because the winner is only through likes. And you know, if you don't know how to put a like and share, you don't get the like and share. So for the past 2 weeks of December, we organized Christmas basket. I even had Sunday volunteer to help me twice. And we went to the residences on the Carry, a lot of seniors, single parents, and we only had 2 weeks because we wanted to have them, to give them the basket before Christmas, so they have something to share with their family. And it was a great success, although again, the problem is always funding. So we had fundraising, we had Lotto, just to tell you what we did to raise funds. And we had very, very good volunteers, supporters. They cooked for us. Helen Bakery prepared 100 bags of cookies to give to these baskets. And then we had Planke, who also gave us wrapped gifts to give to these baskets. So it gives you such a warm feeling that people and commerce in the borough are there to help. So with that, I hope 2021 will be better. We'll get funding from federal government, although we get some funding from provincial, but we have to knock at federal. Okay. However, I hope that 2021 will be better. And with this, I'd like to thank all of you, wishing you all a happy new year, and keep safe. We do social distancing, by the way, even when we go bring Christmas baskets.
Thank you, Minda. And please give our best to all your volunteers for the good work they do with those in need in our borough. Much appreciated. I'm going to call on Al Abdon. Al's done something amazing. He put together a group that has grown enormously, not only in numbers, but in prestige and activity, that celebrates Filipino Heritage Month, which started actually as a borough event and now is a national event across Canada. The Filipino community in Montreal is not very large compared to Toronto or Vancouver or Calgary or Winnipeg. Yet I'm proud to say that the Philippine Heritage Month is celebrated as vigorously and as happily here in Montreal as in any other community. Now, I'm a bit chauvinistic about it. I think we do the best job, but let me just say that we do as good of a job as anybody else. And a lot of that goes to the dedication of Al Abdon. Al, I ask you to address us this evening.
Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Good evening, everyone. Cora and I wishes you a happy new year, a Merry Christmas and a happy new year. Tonight marks the last day of 2020, and everybody knows that this is the time of crisis, uncertainty, and even danger. On the positive side, we always learn to adapt and survive whatever calamities and tragedies that bestows us. And the greatest trait from a human perspective is the crave for hope. We Filipinos has a fair share of that experience, from the occupation of the Philippines from the Japanese in 1941, the constant disruption of the communist guerrillas in 1950s, the typhoons, the earthquakes, floods, the current conflicts with the Muslims down south, and now the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. These Filipinos are posed to survive. The Filipino Heritage Society of Montreal was founded in 2018 upon the initiative of Councilor Marvin and seconded by Councilor Lionel Perez from the Municipal Council. It calls for an annual event celebrating the Filipino heritage in the month of June. It was passed. Fortunately, on the same year, Salma Sahid, Minister of Parliament from Scarborough Central, introduced a bill proclaiming June as the Heritage Month for all Filipinos from coast to coast to coast. It was unanimously passed, and it became a law. The mandate of the Filipino Heritage Society of Montreal is to promote the Filipino heritage not only in June, but throughout the year. The society has been actively participating and collaborating on every association that has events relating to promote Filipino heritage. One of the distinguished events that happened in 2019, the society actively participated, organized in collaboration with the city of the city borough, the naming of the Place Jose Rizal in Kinig, part of the Mackenzie Park. And it's where the bust of Jose Rizal was situated. And this year, the Heritage Society of Montreal through the support of the Canadian government, through the New Horizons Seniors Program, has been conducted computer classes. The social development, the federal government, the social development part of the federal is the one that funded this, and we were awarded the project about computer retention and the lockdown. And with that, we were able to conduct projects like distribution of food among 15 seniors for 3 months. And also, at the same time, tablets were distributed to seniors to learn firsthand how to use the tablets, and are now effectively using Zoom as the tool of communication, which we believe that it's going to be in the future, and it's going to be used totally in the future. Next year, the society is planning to organize events, which includes musical, folk dances, and plays. All will be presented online. And we are hoping that associations will contribute to the success and the delivery of this project with the support of the municipal, provincial, and federal. Thanks to all those who made this collective virtual experience a success. Maligayang Pasko at Manigong Bagong Taon. Merry Christmas to all. We wish you all the healthy, prosperous new year in the coming 2021. Please stay safe.
Thank you, Al, and thank you for the good work you do. We look forward to actually being able to celebrate in person with you during the Heritage Month 2021. Before I give this meeting over to Lionel, which is the next part of the meeting, I want to announce a special person who's just joined us, and I hope she will agree to say hello to us online, and that's Madeline Rotran, who my daughter, who is in. So Maddie, can you just say hello? Could you reveal yourself?
I'm here on page 1 of 5 of all the the screen captures. Nice to meet everyone. It's already 2021 here, and I just had breakfast.
All right.
And I think my mom is trying to say something, but she doesn't realize she's muted.
She asked if you would show Saroja.
Yes, hold on one second.
All right, all right. I'm sorry, everybody, I'm going to subject you to the proud grandfather thing. You're about to see my little beautiful granddaughter. She's going to be 10 months old very soon. This is her. Hi, Saroja. How are you? You are on a Zoom call, yes. Can you give everybody a big smile?
She's busy eating asparagus.
All right.
So,
Thank you, Maddie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saroja. Okay, we're going to go on with our program.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. One of the people I'm most proud to serve with at Montreal City Council is Lionel Perez. He's fluently bilingual. He is someone who comes from the observant Jewish community, who has been able to articulate the needs of that community, the agenda of that community, while working with citizens of all other origins. He epitomizes what's so great about Canada, that we can be from a particular community, we can cherish all communities and work with all communities. And as the leader of the opposition at City Hall, he's asked some tough but really important questions and championed some really important causes. We've got a little video about what Lionel does, and when that's finished, I'll ask Lionel to take the floor. Sunny, how about the video?
Just 1 second. I think I have to mute everybody again. Doesn't seem like the audio is included on this file.
Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, Sunny. And now I'm going to invite Lionel to talk about the challenges ahead in 2021 on the municipal level.
Thank you, Marvin. Hello again, everyone. And again, Happy New Year. We're counting down the hours to the done at all in the last 3 years.
Amsel in person for almost a year and a half because of COVID. I see him on the screen. He got younger. I don't know what his secret is, but Phil, you look great tonight. So, Sonny, would you bring up the video of David Birnbaum?
Chers amis, dear friends, my very best to all of you for the new year. Not a typical year we've just completed, but let's take a second de se féliciter pour notre façon de se débrouiller malgré toutes ces difficultés. My hearts go out to those who've lost loved ones and who are worrying for those who are alone and isolated. But to each of you, my very, very best. I wish I could be with you, but I can't this evening. Mes amis, mes collègues, Marvin, Lionel, Anthony, Mitchell. I think we've all done our best to be there for our citizens, and we hope you know that you can always count on us. So here's to friends and family, to love and perseverance, and here's to a 2022 filled with better times. We all deserve them. Mes meilleurs vœux. Je vous salue tout le monde et joyeuses fêtes. Merci.
Thank you, David. You're here with us tonight in spirit. I'm now going to call on Ted Blaze, the Honorary Consul of Grenada. It's a small country, but one that's very, very proud and one that has a big impact on our city. Every year, there's a Spice Island Day that's held in the summer. Gemma Rayburn, who's instrumental in that, is with us here this evening. There are other events done all year long by the Grenadian Association. And for those who don't know, Independence Day is coming up in February, and I want to assure Nicole Swan, we haven't forgot you, and the borough will support you. Again, it's a day that makes Grenadians proud. So I'm going to call on Ted to address us briefly this evening. Ted, the floor is yours.
Good evening, all. It is imperative that I first proffer my thanks to Councillor Marvin Rotrand and Lionel Perez, the head of the official opposition city councillor. I'm in fantastic and distinguished company this evening, having Monsieur Housefather with us and the distinguished and honorable, internationally recognized Mr. Cutler, all the way from Israel. Thank you so very much, sir. you are well known throughout the world, not just here in Montreal or Canada. So thanks for coming on this evening. I was introduced as the Honorary Consul for Grenada, but I have to admit I am a politician in waiting, a wannabe politician in waiting, and I must take this opportunity before talking about Grenada to applaud Marvin, Lionel, Perez for being a voice at the table at the City Hall. I know it's a daunting job that you're doing, and you feel at sometimes you're perhaps not getting there, but keep chipping away at the wall. It's working. I woke up I just wrote all my notes that I prepared for last week this evening. I woke up in a hotel room a few months ago in Toronto, and Marvin was being interviewed about the transportation other systems in Montreal, but he was interviewed in Toronto. So it is working. So please, just keep on doing what you're doing. We know I'm among friends now. I do not have to entice you or try to convince you to keep supporting these gentlemen on our behalf. What we need to do is give them a resource or support, get our friends and families to understand what these fine gentlemen are doing for us, especially with Monsieur Ho's father this evening when he mentioned Greg Fergus, that he's joined up with Greg Fergus in Ottawa, and he is my hero. So I've just elevated him to another level a few minutes ago. Now, the Grenadian community in Montreal has a vibrant and active part we are a vibrant part of the mosaic of Montreal, adding our unique culture to this beautiful city we adopted as our home for the past over 60 years. We have two well-known organizations in Montreal. The first one is the Grenada National Association that's been registered for over 55 years in Montreal. The second one is the Spice Island Day Cultural Association in Montreal. And Gemma is on with us this evening. She's the vice president and the spark plug and the glue that holds us all together. Now, in the years 2018 and 2019, we held those are 2 years we held the first huge Spice Day in the Park in Montreal. And 2019, we had over 5,000 people attend. And at that time, our distinguished and our Prime Minister from Grenada, the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, came to Montreal to attend that day, that day in the park. So we had a beautiful time. It was fantastically produced by Gemma and the group, and we had a fantastic time. However, in this COVID-19 year, we had to forego the park in 2020, and we produced a virtual show which went on for approximately 7 hours. As Honorary Consul in Quebec, I maintain good relations with the governments in Canada at all levels, including federal, provincial, and municipal. I assist Grenadians in renewing their Grenadian passports and offer other services allowed as a commission of oath in Quebec. One of my most rewarding work is recruiting and assisting temporary workers that travel to Quebec from Grenada to work on the farms in the Eastern Townships, picking strawberries and apples every year. And they come here, some of them stay here for 6 months, some just 3 months. But due to travel difficulties this year, we had a lower number of only 65 Grenadians this terrible year of 2020. In a few hours, we will usher in the new year, a new year with hope that we will prosper and maintain our good health. On behalf of the Grenadian community and myself, I offer my best wishes, or best wishes to you for a happy and prosperous new year. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Ted, and thank you for your kind wishes. Tell Dr. Mitchell I'm expecting to be hosted personally in Parliament when I go to Grenada, all right? And hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later. And thank you.
We'll do it next year. After the vaccines, we'll go.
You got it. All right. But you can count on me. The next person who's going to address us is someone I admire and someone I work with very, very closely. And that is Sharon Nelson, Vice President of the Jamaica Association of Montreal. Sharon has been the representative of the Jamaica Association for the coalition of groups that spoke out against police street checks when we discovered that persons from the Black community, persons from other racialized communities, Indigenous persons were being stopped between 5 and 11 times more often than anyone else, not for any particular reason, not for a valid public security reason, but simply because of systemic bias. And that's led to all sorts of interventions where Sharon has been one of the spokespeople for the group on issues dealing with civil liberties. So I'd ask Sharon to address us for a couple of minutes.
Thank you so much. It's an honor for me to be here with so many fine people and to just share in this moment. So I want to say, first and foremost, Happy New Year to you all. I wish you all the best health, happiness, and prosperity as we usher in 2021. I also want to, you know, as so many have said, and I personally want to say this, thank you so much to Marvin Rotran for his tireless work. I really enjoy the early mornings and the late nights, or, you know, the calls and all that we do in the city. Thank you also to Lionel Perez, to Honorable House Father, and to the Honorable Erwin Kotler for all they do also to support not only us in Montreal, but also in Canada. So thank you. With respect to the Jamaica Association, I'd like to say that we're 58 years young, and we're going strong. We're having a great time. We started off as a social organization, and today we are also known as not just the party place, but a community organization. We do a lot for our community when it comes to food bank, but also families, young mothers, children, seniors. We have a lot of activities that circle around social activities. So anything from a party to dealing with mental health, and definitely community activism, as Marvin has mentioned. In this time of COVID, what we did, we pivoted very quickly. So we went from the in-person, like many organizations did, to the online. And we're proud to say that even in the online atmosphere, we had about 33 social events this year. Many of our seniors, we thought, we're not necessarily going to adapt to Zoom, but they were the first out of the gate using Zoom. So we're really proud of that engagement. And, you know, we are very reconnaissant of the strains that COVID has brought all of us, and the death, the negative impacts of COVID, but we are also a lot of positive that have come out of it. So I want to say bon courage to everyone. Happy New Year to you all. Wishing you all the best for 2021. And thank you so much, I should say, for the support that we as the Jamaica Association have gotten from Montreal City Council in so many different ways. Thank you all. Have a great one. Take care.
Thank you, Sharon. I look forward to our continuing collaboration in 2021. I'd now like to introduce Nigel Clark, who is the president of Barbados House, an organization that has a long and storied history in Montreal, meeting the cultural and social needs of Bajans in our city. There is a substantial population from Barbados who lives in our borough and across the city of Montreal. The organization has been very active these last number of years, and recently, I was quite surprised, Barbados has gone through some difficult financial times, and in 2019, after a change of government, Prime Minister Mia Mottley came to Montreal. I was invited to the event. I thought maybe 50 or 100 people were there. I got there, there were 700 Bajans eager to listen and to quiz the Prime Minister. I'm sure question period in Parliament had nothing on the question period she got from the Bajan diaspora. It's a wonderful community that believes in democracy, proud of their origins of Barbados, and proud to be Canadians. And I ask Nigel Clark to give us a few words this evening.
Thank you, Marvin. Pleasant evening to all. On the behalf of the Council of Barbados House, we wish to thank Marvin for the invite. Just to tell you a little about Barbados House, we have been around 50 years. Unfortunately, this year was our 50th anniversary, and we could not have done any of our celebration because of the COVID. We had big plans, support from the Barbados government. It was supposed to be one of our biggest events this year. While going on during the year, we unfortunately could not have any of our events. Our signature event, which is Barbados Day, which is BIM Night, the Taste of Barbados, which normally be in April. We call that BIM in the winter, where we showcase all the Barbadian culture, food, drinks, dancing, whatever. And one of our big events, as you will know, is our Independence Celebration, where we also have entertainers out of Barbados and full support of the Barbados government. Our association is mainly seniors, so we support the seniors. Over the past 3 years, we have given out about $10,000 in bursary to students in the technical field as well in the academic field. We also this year support a lot of our churches. We give donations to the churches, knowing that COVID caused them some hard times and not in the support of their members. So donation was given to two of the churches, and it was well appreciated from the priests of St. Paul's and St. Lawrence Church. This year, which we're going on to 2021, we're hoping to do some recovery and some plans to have our 50th anniversary celebration later in 2021 with the full support of the Barbados government. We keep in touch with all the other associations across Canada. We're a member of the National Association of Barbadians across Canada. We have a strong link with the mission, which is the High Commissioner in Ottawa, and also the Consul General. But one of our main objectives is really to promote and keep the culture of Barbados alive in Quebec and adopt to the Quebec culture and help promote Barbadians. Unfortunately, we hardly get immigrants in from Barbados. And if you look back for the past 10 years, and the statistics show we maybe had the most immigrants to Barbados, maybe about 20. But we get a lot of the students comes up to study at McGill and Concordia. But we hardly get people migrated from Barbados to Quebec. They will mostly go to Toronto or New York. So our membership is mainly members that were here over 50, 60 years. And then we try to get their family, the kids, the grandkids involved. So this year, which is 2021, we're going to be looking at getting more of the younger people involved so that our association will continue in strength and survive another 50 years. So a lot of thanks will go to Marvin. We're going to adopt him as an honorary Barbadian, because often when we have our meetings, we refer to him as an honorary Barbadian. So Marvin, you are honorary Barbadian. We all have one of the previous mayor of Côte Saint-Luc also have Barbadians descent, and he often speak about that. So we can count on Marvin over the years for any kind of support, advice, and guidance, and we do appreciate it. And on behalf of the Executive Council of Barbados House again, we thank you for your support. We thank you for the invite. And we're looking forward for the support in 2021. One of the things too, we also partnership with the Coordinated Black community. I know we're working in association with other associations. I'm glad you mentioned Sharon, because she's a strong force and a lot of energy. And we're hoping to work very close next year with the Jamaica Association. That's one of the mandates. And our election is coming up in January, and I don't know what would happen, but we know the executive, the present executive is looking forward to work very closely with Guyana Association, Jamaica Association, Grenada, St. Vincent. That's our new mandate for 2021. Thank you, and happy and safe 2021.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much, Nigel. I appreciate your words, and I appreciate your work. I hope 2021 is a success for your organization. And I'll be following what you just said, all right? I'm not going to forget that, okay? All right. I want everyone to know that the Caribbean, the English-speaking Caribbean, isn't just Grenada and Barbados and Jamaica. There are other countries in the Caribbean. Some of them are smaller, but people who come from those countries are very proud about their national origins, and they have a distinct identity. One of the organizations I've supported over the years is the Antigua and Barbuda Association of Montreal. They're not as large as some of the others, and they're not as well known, but I want everyone to know that they have some great beaches as well, a good tourist industry, and you can fly there directly from Toronto and Air Canada in normal times, and Air Transat also offers flights to St. John in Antigua and Barbuda. We're privileged tonight to have Julene Barrington, the president of the Antigua and Barbuda Association, with us, and I ask Julene to say a few words. And by the way, I believe Julene's a nurse as well, and is somebody who's been in the front lines for all of us over the last couple months. And maybe Mary Grace and Julene can hook up sometime after this meeting, sometime early in the new year. Julene, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Rotran. Good evening to everyone. Happy New Year. And I hope that everyone stays safe. As Mr. Rotran said, yes, I am a nurse, and it is very difficult. Starting the beginning of March and April, I had to put in like 16-hour days because a lot of my coworkers were getting sick and there was no one to step up to the task. I thank God for his protection, and thus far I have never been sick. And so as it starts again, I urge everyone to be cautious and kindly adhere to the instructions of the government and the health authorities. It is very imperative that you do so. As an Antiguan and Barbudan, I'm very proud. This year made 39 years of independence for us. Our organization here in Montreal is very proud to be so forthright in our educational endeavors. And that's why every year we choose 1 or 2 students and we give them a scholarship. We try to encourage them to continue in their educational endeavors. 2020, we were planning to have our grand pre-Mother's Day celebration, and the oldest living Antiguan that was here in Montreal, it would have been a grand celebration. But unfortunately, she passed away. Miss Drusilla passed away in March. And due to COVID, we could not hold any events. But we did hold a virtual event in November to celebrate, and it was a wonderful time. And I'm asking that each and every one of you be careful, be safe. God bless you. Happy New Year to you all. And thank you, Mr. Rotran, and thank you, Mr. Lionel Perez, for all you've done for us here in Montreal. God bless you all.
Thank you, Julene. We look forward to doing more with your organization. And if I understood what Nigel was saying, he's going to try to get all the Caribbean associations together to collaborate more closely in 2021. I think that's a very laudable goal. The Caribbean Black community isn't the only large community in our borough. We also have a substantial Tamil population, which spills out into the next borough over, into Park Extension area of Villeray, also found in Ahunsik and Laval. And before we introduce Perry Belendra, who is very well known in the Tamil community, the Tamil communities provided us some of their music so that we'll learn a little bit about their culture tonight. And I asked Sunny to play that for us. Thank you. I'm going to ask Perry Balendra, who speaks for several of the Tamil organizations in our borough and beyond, to say a few words. Tell us a bit about the community and what you're hoping to do. Perry, could you take the floor, please?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. First of all, good to see Honorable Kotler and my friends. Thanks for Marvin and Lionel Perez and my friend Anthony Housefather. Great to see you all. Thanks for organizing this one. Amazing. Just to let you know about the Tamil community, because some of you guys, you only hear the name Tamil, okay? To be very honest, Tamils, we don't have a country of our own, because always, if it is Caribbean or whatever, okay, Barbados, you have a country, everybody have, okay? So the population, mostly in South India, the current, they are forecasting for 2021 is going to be 84 million. And total, we are going to, and we have Tamils in Sri Lanka. Mostly you see, including myself, we are from Sri Lanka. Okay, so we migrated after the trouble. And all over the world, Tamils, they are in Singapore, Malaysia, Fiji, everywhere. Okay, they are in Trinidad, everywhere, South Africa, everywhere they are. Okay, so total, we are going to hit hopefully 100 million very soon. Okay, we have a history of more than 5,000 years. If you go back and Google, and you will find out 5,000, very, very old. And also, Tamil has been considered as one of the 7 classical language of the world. I can tell the one Hebrew, Tamil, Latin, Greek, Sanskrit, Arabic, and Chinese. These are the classical language, okay, because still they're being used still, okay. So that's one. Very, very, I have to tell, in government of Canada, they approved unanimously a couple of years ago, Tamil Heritage Month. January has been recognized as Tamil Heritage Month. I have to thank especially Anthony Housefather for that one, voting for, supporting that one. Okay. So Tamil Heritage Month, some of you already came for that one. Lionel Perez was there, and Marvin, you couldn't come last year, okay? But this year we cannot have this. This it's going to be 2021 because of the COVID. That's fine. Now, talking about the municipal politics here, okay? I have to, frankly, I have to thank Marvin Rotran and Lionel Perez. They have done a wonderful job, amazing. Anytime you call, they are there. Okay, Marvin has helped us for our Elders Association. A couple of months ago, Mr. Swanandan he was there. I don't know, he's there. He tremendously during the pandemic for distribution of the food and all to get the funding. Yeah, and another friend, Sonny Moros. So I don't talk to Anthony that much, but I hear everything from Sonny. But I have to thank from bottom of my heart, because on behalf of Tamil Elders Association, you have done a wonderful job. You both, Marvin, and wherever the money is available, you are there. You tell this is available. You go and get it. Okay. Then whenever I have any problem, federal level, anything, I don't even call my own MP, David Lamety. I call Sonny. That's a Sonny is there. Anytime you call, no problem. Sonny has the answer. Okay? So Anthony, you should keep him there. So, and Marvin Rotran, because Ravin is supposed to come. I don't know whether he's there now.
He's there. He's there.
He's there. So he will talk about the cricket club. Okay, no problem. Okay. So it's amazing because lot of things, you know, Lionel did a lot of things for us, getting a place for the Elders Association at the 67. Okay, and also many things. I met him a few times. Okay, so but his hands are tied because of his position. Okay, we are in the opposition. Okay, so I have to tell everybody we have to work hard. If there is a change in the, it's going to be a change. Okay, we need a new mayor, and Lionel will be in a very good position to help us all. And also Marvin, thanks again. You know, unbelievable. I don't know where I get this energy, Marvin. Okay, we don't sleep.
Thank you, Perry. We appreciate your word.
Thank you very much. This is not the time because there are a lot of things I can talk about my Tamil community. There are a lot of needs, and also we have big heritage. So I can't give you guys a history lecture here. Okay. So hope to see you all, and happy New Year 2021 to everybody. That's all I can tell on behalf of Tamil community of Quebec.
Thank you very much, Perry. I now want to introduce someone and that is Raveen Nagarajah. And Raveen and I did miracles together. You may not know this, but our borough has one of the best cricket pitches in the city of Montreal. Cricket is a popular and growing sport. It may not be known to all citizens, but it's certainly known to people from certain parts of the world, including from the countries of the Indian subcontinent, like Sri Lanka and India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, where cricket is the sport. It's not soccer or hockey or anything else, it's cricket. And cricket, by the way, is equally popular in the Caribbean and in England and in several other countries. With Raveen's help, we mobilized the cricket players, and the borough built a wonderful cricket pitch. You can find it in the middle of Van Horn Park. We inaugurated it in September 2019. There was some play September, October, then winter came, and unfortunately this year has been a total washout because of COVID. Raveen, would you say a few words on behalf of Vanderbilt Cricket Club?
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Here's my son you want to talk to.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. I'm Iniavan. I'm the captain of the junior team of Vanderbilt Sports Club. I hope that you guys are safe and that your family members, your friends are also safe. And I would like to thank everyone that helped in giving us the cricket pitch, and especially a big thanks to Mr. Marvin Rotrand, to the city council, to Mr. Sony Miraz, and to all politicians that helped in giving us this cricket pitch. It really meant a lot to us. So thank you so much. This year we were able to create two groups. We have the senior team of Vanderbilt Sports Club, and we also have the junior team of Vanderbilt Sports Club. And although because of COVID-19, we weren't able to play very well like the previous years, this year was a bit different. The kids that came and played were really happy. They had a lot of fun, and they were really happy. So thank you so much. Yes, and also we've heard a wonderful news from Mr. Marvin Rotrand, which was the renovation of the chalet in Van Horn Park. We were really happy to hear that, and we would like to thank him again for his help in to us. And next year, all kids from all communities are welcome to play softball cricket with us. If they're interested, we will teach them how to play softball cricket. So if anyone is interested, they could contact Vanderbilt Sports Club. And most importantly, we should continue to follow all safety measures such as physical distancing, washing our hands, wearing a mask, and because it's very important, our health is at risk if we don't do that, so we must do it. And I would like to thank everyone and say my advance New Year wishes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. You can count on Mr. Perez and my support. Next year, hopefully, we can actually watch you play on the cricket pitch in person. Thank you for the work you've done with young people, Raveen, in the neighborhood. And I saw you, and you are not bad at cricket. You're pretty good, actually. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, before we go to the Bangladeshi community, the contribution of the Jewish community, which is a very big community in our borough tonight, will be a video. This video is actually going viral, and a couple of people in the Jewish community suggested that we play it. Tells you a little bit about the contribution that Jewish people have made over the years to music. Sonny, would you put the video on?
Music. It's as old as human existence. Our lives told through melody, harmony, and rhythm. Throughout history, where words fail, music speaks. Music is an integral part of Jewish life. From synagogue prayer services to at-home religious observances.
Get Neil Diamond to play it upon mitzvah.
We pass our histories, myths, and legends through story and song. While Jews have dispersed many times, we've always taken our music with us, adapting it to our new homelands, changing the music of communities and nations across the globe. We produced some of the most important artists in Russia.
Если силой сразу гроб, сохранить здоровье, чтоб применяйте люди от тирания.
In Israel.
À Paris,
in France,
quand un arbre fleurit, ça fond dans des sphères de cœur qui sourit, tout ça parce qu'ils s'aiment à Paris.
In Argentina, we are classical. We are swing.
A man is born, the kids of good know how, without a song.
We are jazz. And we are rock and roll. We are singers.
Everybody's talking about the new South funny, but it's still rock and roll to me.
I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumble.
And we are songwriters.
I write the songs that make the whole world sing. I write the songs of love and special things.
Even today, young Jewish musicians continue to dominate the charts. Some members of our tribe might even surprise you, like the best-selling Latin artist in the world, Julio Iglesias.
Et si tu n'existais pas,
Joe Dassin,
dis-moi pourquoi j'existerais.
Leader of the legendary rock group Kiss, Gene Simmons. Van Halen's David Lee Roth. And a folk singer and rock and roll Hall of Famer, born Robert Zimmerman.
The answer, my friend, is a blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
We were instrumental in creating whole new genres like operetta, trance, and simply put, without Jews, there would be no Broadway.
Well, you pose and crouch instead. You may have unleavened bread, but I tell you, you are dead if you don't have any Jews.
God bless America
We found ways to inspire nations.
that I love.
Sometimes in their darkest moments.
Только пули свистят по степи. Изрытые лиманы, поникшие каштаны, красавица Одесса под вражеским огнем.
And most ironically, we were leaders in writing and performing the most beloved songs in Christian music.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
While still taking the time to remember our own holidays.
Put on your yarmulke, it's time for Hanukkah. So much Hanukkah to celebrate Hanukkah.
Jewish musicians have entertained audiences in every language on every stage imaginable around the world.
Wow, we managed to get Barbra Streisand in there and Bob Dylan for Phone Yemi. All right, that is one powerful video. And many thanks to Lana Rubin and Jackie Wall for getting us that video and helping it to go viral in Montreal. So now we're going to ask the Bangladeshi community to say a few words and to share some of their music with us. I think we have Tufik Izaz Akhtar should be next. Is Tufik with us? I'm not sure that Tufik is.
Tufik is not with us, and we don't have any Bengali music to share at the moment.
All right.
But
Well,
Suhel's with us.
We're going to ask Suhel Mia, a good friend who I've known for a long, long time since we first met when he organized the first Bangla Mela or Bangladeshi festival in Snowdon many, many years ago. He's now with the Bangladesh Cultural Forum, and I had the privilege of speaking at one of their events pre-COVID, packed house with some great artists and some great music. Suhel, why don't you take the floor and address us?
Thank you very much, Mr. Marvin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Marvin and Lionel Perez to invite us here to be part of this celebration. I'm not going to take much time. I know it's getting late. Actually, we're probably running out of time. So what I would like to say is...
Take your time, Suhel.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Marvin and Lionel Perez, they were very kind and very friendly to us, to Bangladeshi community. Whenever we need their help, they're always there, and they help us in their best ways. If everything gets back to normal, like if we get back to normal life, our organization is planning to restart our signature event, which is Bangla Mela, was happening in CDN-NDG borough. And this time, actually, we're planning in a bigger and a better way, which means to invite all the ethnic community from the neighborhood and to celebrate and share each other culture together. So I hope that Mr. Marvin and Mr. Lionel Perez and other politicians like Anthony Housefather, Sunny Moroz, Mr. Irene Cutler will get the same support as before. And the last thing I would like to say, I just want to wish everyone a good health, a very happy new year to you all. And as you see the banner that I have in the back, actually we're having a celebration also. Our organization has decided to celebrate 31st night virtually, and the celebration will start from 11 to 12 o'clock, 1 hour, and we're also going live on Facebook. So if any of you are interested to watch the celebration, you might join us on our Facebook page, Bangladesh Sociocultural Forum. So thank you very much once again, and I wish you all the best for 2021. Thank you, Mr. Marvin.
Thank you, Mr. Suhel. And I much appreciate our many years of friendship and all the good work that you have done. I actually look forward to that Bangla Mela, so let's do it in person. Hopefully we got our fingers crossed, all right? Thank you very much. I will now turn to our school commissioners, and I thank them for their patience. We're only running 1 hour behind schedule, but it's the first time I've been an impresario and had to script a meeting, so you'll forgive me. I'd like to call on Joe Ortona, who is the chair of the English Montreal School Board and who is fighting the good fight for the historic Anglophone community here in Quebec. Joe, would you address us?
Thank you, Marvin. Good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank the city councillor for Darlington and the head of the official opposition at the city of Montreal, Mr. Lionel Perez, as well as yourself, the city councillor for Snowden, Mr. Marvin Rotran, for inviting me and two of the English Montreal School Board commissioners to participate this evening. I'm very happy to be here. I think this is a wonderful idea. It's certainly original. I've never heard of an event like this before, and I'm very pleased to see the number of participants that are here. So many local Montrealers from so many different backgrounds, and we have such a diverse community, both Montreal and the English-speaking community, from people from various ethnic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, religious backgrounds. I think that is what makes us, diversity is a strength, and I think that's what makes us as a community, Montreal and the English-speaking community, what makes us unique, but also differences can unite us, and I think that it's definitely a strength that we have. So for those that don't know me, my name is Joe Ortona. I'm the chairman of the English Montreal School Board, newly elected in November, and the English Montreal School Board is a public school board, and it's a constitutionally protected body, and unfortunately we've been facing some challenges with the government, who tried to abolish school boards across the province, and the English language school boards banded together and challenged the government's bill to abolish school boards, called Bill 40, in court, and we were able to win 2 rounds in court. Now we were able to achieve an injunction to block the application of this law to abolish school boards for the English school board. So for now, we're in the status quo situation until the case is going to be heard in the courts on the merits. And this is something that's very, very important, because as a constitutionally protected body, we have the right to manage and control our curriculum, our culture, and our buildings. Just to give you some idea of what that means, we were able to spend $1 million to buy air purifiers for all of our classes in our schools, in order to ensure that the quality of air is safe in this pandemic situation. Whereas the French service centers, because that's what they're called now, because they're not school boards anymore, they're waiting for the government to take action, and they haven't, the provincial government, and they haven't done that. So we, as an independent, constitutionally protected body, are able to step in and make those decisions of local governance based on the needs of the local communities. With regards to the management and control of curriculum and culture, that includes, and the case law on this, that includes the hiring of teachers and personnel. And it's one of the reasons why we, the English Montreal School Board, are one of the parties that are challenging Bill 21, the law that bans teachers from wearing, teachers, principals, and other public service jobs like police officers, prosecutors, judges, from wearing religious symbols. We do not believe that this bill represents the values of our community, and it's the reason why we're challenging that. And we're very proud. I'm proud to lead a linguistic minority school board and stand with religious minorities across the province in that regard. And these are some of the challenges that we're facing. And this is why school boards are important. So some of these challenges, the abolition of school boards, our fight for Bill 21, and some of the local issues regarding curriculum, regarding school bus transportation that we're going to be dealing with, because we have some outdated transportation boundaries, and these are things that some of the things that we need to renew, and I look forward to doing that. And I'm not going to repeat some of the things that some of the other elected officials said, but I'm very happy to see that some of the things that were mentioned about respecting and making sure that the English community is protected. Last year, I had written a letter to all of the Liberal members of Parliament from Quebec about the census. In order to protect the English minority, we need to make sure that the census accurately tabulates the number of rights holders that can send children to English school in Quebec. If we don't know how many we have, then we don't know exactly the extent of what our rights are in that regard. And I was very happy to receive a response last year from the Minister of Official Languages, Mélanie Joly, that she was very favorable to that. And in fact, it was a campaign promise that the Liberals had made in the last federal election. So I'm very happy that they're supporting us in making this go forward, and they can certainly count on our support at the EMSB if they need our help in any way. So we're always available. We look forward to working with you. We're a form of local governance. We work hand in hand with the municipally elected officials as well. So thank you once again, Mr. Rotran, Mr. Perez, for having me here. And I wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. And I'm hoping for a return to normal sooner rather than later. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Ortona. I'm now going to ask both our local commissioners for our borough, for the English Montreal School Board, to speak. They're both extremely well known. Ellie Israel, who represents the Snowden and Cote-Neige area. Actually, her district's a little bit larger outside our borough, but within our borough, Cote-Neige, Darlington, Snowden, and Joseph Lala, who represents the NDG part of the borough. Let's start with Ellie. Welcome, Ellie, and the floor is yours for the next 2 minutes.
Actually, I think Ellie's audio is malfunctioning. There's something going on. I was trying to help her, so we're gonna have to go on to Joseph. Sorry, Ellie.
We'll go to Joseph Lala, and we'll see if we can answer Ellie a bit later. Joe, it's yours.
I'm here. Thank you, Marvin, and certainly want to echo the words of everyone else this evening, and thanking you and Lionel for putting this amazing event together. What a great way to usher in the new year. So you asked me to say a few words in terms of myself and what we do. I guess what we do is the easy part, in a sense, parallel to what yourself and Lionel do at the municipal level and assisting to administer the city. And the school commissioners, likewise, we participate as a group, Council of Commissioners, in overseeing the operations, in this case, of the English Montreal School Board. Myself, I'm here in NDG all my life. I was raised here, and except for a few short years, I've lived all of my life here in NDG and Montreal West. I retired as a school principal in 2006, and the following year I was convinced to run for public office as a school commissioner.
Sunny, I don't hear nothing. My microphone is...
Hello? Can you still hear me, Marvin? Yes, okay. So as I was saying, I'm born and bred here in NDG, and after retiring as a school principal, I ran for public office. I was elected as a school commissioner in 2007, re-elected in 2014, and acclaimed a little while ago for a third term. Perhaps some of your listeners here might like to know some of the English schools. By the way, we have fantastic English schools in NDG and throughout, by the way, the school board. In Montreal West, we have Edinburgh and Elizabeth Ballantyne, and Royal West Academy, by the way, which is the #1 high school, in fact, in the province. In NDG, we have St. Monica, Willingdon, and Royal Vale Elementary and High School. We also have an adult center on Old Orchard, the Shad Business and Health Center. And for the intellectually and physically challenged students, there is the Mackay and Philippi Layton School in a brand new building, by the way, on Terrebonne. As I said, as a school commissioner, we're much like municipal councilors. We attend meetings constantly, either in person or online. We also have committees that we go to, and the schools have constant activities that we attend and keep us busy. 2020 has certainly been a challenging year for all of us, and hopefully next year will promise to be much more hopeful. And so just want to extend my own wishes to everybody. Love and happiness during this holiday season and throughout a promising new year. Happy New Year, everyone. And thank you again, Marvin and Lionel.
Happy New Year, Commissioner Lala, and thank you for your good work. It is appreciated. We introduce another community that has a very large presence on our territory, more in the Snowden area than other parts of the borough, and that is the Russian community, including the Russian Jewish community, who are represented this evening by Mark Roisberg and Rabbi Israel Sirota. Before I introduce Mark, who's going to speak for the community, we have a Russian song to play for you. Right. Very, very nice. I'll ask Mr. Mark Roisberg to take the floor. I want people to know that there's a Russian Jewish center in our borough. It's on Barrett near McLean, and it's run by Rabbi Sirota. There's also a Russian newspaper, Voice of Community. It's published by Mr. Groisberg, and there are several social cultural organizations that represent the Russophone population of our borough. Mr. Groisberg, please take the floor.
Good evening. I am very glad to present this evening among you to represent our large community, the United Community of Russian-Speaking Jews of Quebec. And first of all, I want to express my deep gratitude to doctors and all medical workers who are on the very first line on fight against coronavirus. I also want to thank our volunteers who help collect and deliver food and gift basket to our seniors and our veterans. Every week, 100 gift delivery to different buildings in area coordination NDG. In previous year, we have hosted various events with the participation of a large number of people. Sometime in our center, Jewish Russian Community Center on Barrett, we have over 300 people to have some our event. But unfortunately, this year we use Zoom. And biggest events what we have during the year, it happens just recently in Hanukkah holiday, Festival of Light. Almost every week we have some thematic meetings coordinated by Rabbi Sirota and his wife Anna Sirota. We have on Zoom, and a lot of people participated this meeting. And I want to thank Lionel, Perez, Marvin, Rotrand, and Tony House father to support our community. And of Eve of New Year, I wish all the best. May this new 2021 bring us happiness and health. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Groisberg. I look forward to our continued collaboration in 2021. Please keep up the excellent work you do to represent your community. We're going to make a few slight adjustments to the program because we're only running about 45 minutes to an hour late. We're going to go to the portion dealing with civil rights, where Fonyemi is going to speak, followed by Ramon Vicente. Then we're going to hear from Salam El Nasawi from the Iraqi Community Center, some brief words from Tim Chan from the Chan Association, and then I'm going to wrap it up with a much shorter speech than I initially thought I was going to give. It's 9:30, and we'd actually thought of finishing at 9 because people have to go to other parties, and some people want to spend New Year's with family. So I'm going to ask Fonyemi, who's executive director at CRAR, the Center for Research, Action, and Race Relations. I found that 2019-2020, I collaborated a great deal with CRAR, and they are universally respected for the work they do. Courageous is really the word for what they do, and their work has changed the face of Quebec, and it's ongoing. Fo, would you address us, please?
Unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Marvin. Merci beaucoup. Bonsoir à tout le monde. Merci d'être. Premièrement, merci de m'avoir invité à vous joindre ce soir. This is like an Oscar night, basically, where so many stars. We have so many friends. I can see Gemma, I see Yvonne, I see Theodore, I see Timothy Chan, and I see Bashir Hussein. And it feels like home. So thank you very much for being here. I think I'd like to take this opportunity to do a year. I think we all agree this is the year of COVID-19, and certainly the world, especially in Canada, we start to hear words that we've never heard before. CERB, lockdown, social distancing, testing sites, and and then we hear things such as anti-Asian racism. We hear George Floyd. We hear Joyce Echaquan. We hear systemic racism, and we hear Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Obviously, as we get to the end of the year, it has been a very turbulent year, a year in turmoil. But I believe as we get to the end of the year, we've seen some rays of hope. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Marvin, and I know that Sonny is also involved behind the scene, and many other people for fighting good fight. I can remember myself and Sharon Nelson participating in the Borough Council, pushing for greater access to the COVID-19 testing in spring, because for the entire borough, there was only one testing site for more than 160,000 people. So we fought for access services for everyone. And then we also fought, and thank you, Marvin, for introducing the motion on anti-Asian racism at City Council in June. The adoption was certainly historic, and we're very glad to have cooperated with you in presenting and having that motion adopted. And then we also thank you for allowing us to organize a Driving While Black convoy with more than 250 cars by Black drivers driving from the East End to basically to Snowden to make the point about driving while Black and racial profiling. We've been through a lot this year. I believe that, as I mentioned earlier, during the year, we've heard a lot of words we've never heard before, ranging from COVID-19 to coronavirus. But as we get to the end of the year, I start to hear things such as a sense of compassion, community, resilience, build back better, and more importantly, the sense of that we are a community that when we come together, we can do a lot of things. By the way, with all the musical talents I've heard tonight, I don't know why there isn't yet a Côte d'Ivoire choir combined with all the talents from all these communities together, and we can truly have a very unique, multicultural, musical sort of, the choir that can be the envy of the country. Really think about it. I am sure that you're going to make that a proposal for next year. But I'd like to thank also Lionel for supporting many of the things we've done during the year, particularly in dealing with racial profiling and systemic racism at the city. I think that we all owe a debt of gratitude to a lot of healthcare and frontline essential services workers, from your bus drivers to the police officers to the people who work in basically in the department stores and food stores, who are of diverse backgrounds. Parce que sans ces personnes-là, nous n'aurons pas le genre de service et le soutien que nous avons jusqu'à maintenant. Et je voudrais souligner le fait aussi que I would like to emphasize the fact that many of these people are women of color, immigrant women, working day and night to basically giving us all the things that we tend to forget. And we also forget many of these women are also putting their lives at risk and family at risk. So I believe that we like to thank them for their sacrifice. Lastly, I think I would like to take this opportunity as we move to a new year to say a thank you to our Prime Minister and to the government of Canada for the diligent and very, very forceful, visionary position and action that's taken in dealing with COVID-19. And I'm particularly proud of the fact in a strong speech, the Prime Minister talks about systemic racism and the need to bring down all these walls of exclusion and discrimination. And I believe that the city can be, Montreal can be the city of resilience, can be the city of community and the city of compassion. and it has not achieved its fullest potential yet. So I hope that 2021 will be a year of change in which basically Montreal can become against a city of resilience, as much as Boston was and has been in recent years. And lastly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Erwin Caldwell, who has been over the years my source of inspiration. I believe that when he talks about the need to overcome hate and division and authoritarianism, I have learned a lot from him, and I have been always guided by many of these actions. So thank you, Erwin, and thank you everyone for being for having worked with me and with Marvin this year to move a lot of things. And I can promise you the next year we can do more together. And of course, we have to build back better this city and this country. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, folks. The words were well spoken and to the heart. And by the way, don't be surprised if you get chosen to be the conductor of the choir that we're going to form next year. Right?
Wait, that's all I can say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Fo referenced a motion that was adopted by the City Council in June to call out and condemn anti-Asian racism, that we've seen some shocking incidents in Montreal during the COVID pandemic. Unfortunately, the rest of the country hasn't been immune to it either, and we felt it important to go ahead. And there's been some work since that motion was adopted in June. And one of the people working on it is Ramon Vicente, and Ramon will have something to say about that. Ramon, please take the floor.
Thank you, Marvin, for having me. Hello, everyone. My name is Ramon Vicente. I am not here in an official capacity tonight, but rather to alert you that a group of citizens is working to create an Asian Council to counter racism and discrimination, targeting the diverse Asian communities in Montreal. Councillor Rotran's motion, adopted by City Council in June, denouncing anti-racism, is of national importance. The motion called out hate and violence against our communities here and across Canada in the wake of COVID-19. We are not responsible for this epidemic, but shamefully, we have been the victims of insults, vandalism, and even physical attacks. The motion called on the public to stand in solidarity with us. The motion gave hope and inspiration, and we note that many other communities across Canada voted to adopt similar motions. While the motion is important, much work remains to be done. There have been continued incidents, a murder in Montreal North, broken windows in Chinatown, refusal to provide service in stores, and so on. Several of us tonight have met to discuss creating an Asian Council that can speak for all of us. We want a common voice for Montrealers of Chinese, Koreans, Cambodian, Japanese, Thai, Indonesian, and Filipino origin and heritage, and we wish to stand with South Asians, be they Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, or Sri Lankan. We believe that together we can have an impact in building a better city and in articulating the needs of our diverse Asian communities. In the new year, we will continue to formalize our council, and we welcome your participation. I thank our councillors Rotran and Perez and Member of the Parliament, Anthony Housefather, for standing with us. And last but not the least, the go-to person, Sunny Morris. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, and Happy New Year to everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you very, very much, Ramon. I think the work you're doing is fundamentally important and can have a really major impact on our city, our province, even the country. I'm ashamed as a Canadian that any one of us can be attacked in the streets simply because of the race or the origin. We're a country of immigrants. We come from everywhere. Every single one of us is as equal as every other. Every single one of us has something to contribute. And the greatness of this country is the fact that our culture is a blend of all of us. And so what you are doing is you're standing up for our most fundamental values. And I wish great success to you. I'm now going to ask Salam al-Matawi to say a few words. He was with the Iraqi Community Center. They are increasingly active in the Darlington part of the borough, and they represent a new and growing community that perhaps is not as well known as some of the others borough-wide, but it's definitely very present on the ground in Darlington and to a lesser degree in Snowdon. Salam?
Yes, hi. Do you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with you all tonight in this special event. And many thanks to Councillors Marvin Rotrand and Lionel Perez for organizing this virtual town hall. We have all had a different year. In fact, it has been a tough year for all of humanity. Nevertheless, we had to adapt and take positive actions, especially for the less fortunate and the ones most affected. For those most vulnerable, we mobilized our community to support them. We started early in our humble initiatives to support the heroes in the front lines, joining many other communities in these noble initiatives. Our community provided free hot meals to some CHSLDs that were hardly hit by COVID-19. Our youth reached out to the elderly, especially the ones with reduced mobility, delivering food and other necessities. For our mosque, we facilitated programs using common social media channels to replace the physical events and programs in normal circumstances. We organized multiple online awareness sessions with medical doctors, specialists of other domains. And we as a minority community, we have been facing many obstacles, such as the discriminatory Provincial Law 21 and many other challenges. We could not have successfully gone through the year without the cooperation of all citizens and support from the different levels of government, especially in assisting those who lost their jobs due to the pandemic. And at this point, I would like to thank all of those who helped us in these difficult times. And special thanks to our councillor, Lionel Perez, MPs Anthony Housefather and Rachel Ben Dayan, the riding assistant Sonny Marud, MNAs David Birnbaum and Pierre Khan, and all other hardworking officials and volunteers. We know that 2020 was not an easy year. However, we see the light at the end of the tunnel. One of our goals for our community next year is to hold awareness sessions about COVID-19 vaccines with various professionals in the field to alleviate some apprehensions or concerns various individuals may have. With a little bit more patience and adhering to the public health guidelines, we hope to reach close to normality by the end of next year. In conclusion, I bow to the efforts of the frontline workers and all those supporting them. May they be well rewarded. In the name of my community, the Iraqi community, and the Muslim community in the borough, in the Darlington district, I wish you and your loved ones a happy, safe, prosperous, and bright 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Salam. I'd like to get to know you a lot better in 2021. I'm hoping to visit your mosque and sit down with you and actually know you a lot better. I appreciate the collaboration you have with Lionel Perez and as well actually with Anthony Housefather as well and with his office. And I know they think extremely highly of you. Thank you for addressing us this evening.
You are all welcome with all the dignitaries here in this call.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to call on longtime Snowdon resident and an icon in the Chinese community in Montreal, Manly Chan, better known to us as Tim Chan, who has been one of my supporters for over 30 years, a a friend as well as a constituent, and who represents the China Association, but not only the China Association, has worked with the Chinese Business Association, been active in Chinatown, well respected and well spoken. Tim, will you take the floor?
Tim, please unmute. At the bottom left of the screen. Tim, we can't hear you. You have to unmute.
Sonny, can you do that for him? No? Tim, on your extreme left on the bottom, there's a microphone. It says mute and unmute. Hit the button that says unmute.
Yeah, I know. Okay, you hear it?
Yes, now we hear you.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone, and I thank you very much invite me for meeting this event. Everybody